I'm now in the footer.php document where I'm working to make that as dynamic as I can. My footer is pretty simple. This information at the top is what I pasted in from my HTML. And I've left myself open to put some more widgets in there, and we'll do that eventually. But then I do have a copyright area where I put the little, copyright symbol. It's the year 2011, and I have the name of my site, which is I Love Archie. Now, the problem with that is if I leave it, and nothing's wrong with leaving it like that, except that it's not dynamic. Next year, I would have to open this file, find this particular line, change it to 2012. If I change the name of the site, I'd have to come in and do the same thing. So let's make that dynamic. So as the years roll by, as site titles change, that takes care of itself automatically. Now, in the original footer that came with this kind of blank theme, it's already set up to do that. They've used a different copyright symbol than I have, and that's okay. This call to PHP not only is echoing the date, and you can see this Y is referencing year. As you can imagine, there are thousands of variations. This could say year, month, and date, any particular combination in any order, and we're just kind of echoing what we're already doing in the blog. And then, what's the name of our blog? So this works for me. I'm just going to copy this whole line and move that into my paragraph. Paste. And that's it. It's all I need to make dynamic. In an earlier movie, we mentioned that this WP footer is crucial. Please do not remove that. Obviously, the ending body and the ending HTML tags are important. So everything else that was part of that original footer, I can now come in and delete. I can now save this footer. Open up my files, and here is footer. I will upload the newly saved and modified footer. Whenever it asks to put these dependent files, always say no. And if that bugs you, you can click, don't show me this message again. Sometimes I like having that option. Okay, so footer, and we uploaded header from previous movie. Now, with the big drum roll happening in the background, I'm going to preview these changes. It's still going to look a little bit wonky, but when I preview with my new header that's dynamic and my new footer with my HTML structure, well, look at that. So it's a little bit funky. Ultimately I want these kind of widgeted areas to end up over here. But here's I Love Archie, here's, this is my original navigation, but my structure's there, 2011 copyright I Love Archie. Now what I mean by dynamic is this. Remember we talked about the site title in the year. If I come into the dashboard and I go into the general settings and decide that this not named this anymore, it's now called I Love Archie a Lot. And I'll save that. Preview. Because this title is brought in dynamically, both here and in the footer, I don't have to worry about changing that. So the changes that you're making on the dashboard automatically are transferred into the preview in the browser. So that's our goal, is to make as much of the structure dynamic as possible.